Hey everybody! Welcome to ABA Inside Track preview episode for July 2020. I'm your host, or at least your partial host for this episode, Robert Perry Cruz, and I'm joined by my substitute for today. She'll be doing most of our hosting.
Oh, hello, it's Diana.
And then also
Jackie. I'm not the partial host.
No.
I'm like a quarter host.
So here in America, it's July, which means it's, summer vacation. And so hopefully places are still continuing to, open up a little bit. We're all maintaining, good amount of safety and all that. So I was told in my contract as the host of a podcast, I got a whole month off. And then these two come over and say, we got to record. We got to make more podcasts. And so I was told I was contractually obligated to be here, but since I'm technically on vacation, I said I wasn't reading any articles. I wasn't going to tell you all about ABA Inside Track, our podcast, where every month and every week we talk about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research. These episodes, we usually tell you all the episodes that are coming out. We got a lot coming out in July. I was very upset. I had to talk to my agent. So he talked it down and said, I just had to appear. So I will not be reading our 4 topics. I will not be telling you what articles you'll be doing because I'm on vacation. So I'm just going to sit here quietly, as my contract says.
We don't have vacation, so we'll keep it up.
Okay.
But just so you guys know.
You guys should have signed a better deal.
I know.
When we made this podcast ourselves. I don't know who you were talking to.
I don't know. I think it was because I don't live in this house.
That's true. It's tough.
But for all of you that aren't here live outside, there's a bunny over there in the yard just chomping away on some grass in this old summertime. Yep, there's a cute little cottontail.
I could be over there enjoying that and focusing all my attention, but now I'm here talking about, I don't even know, what are we talking about? What am I here for?
All right, I'll tell you what we're talking about for this month, Rob. We actually have a lot going on.
Okay.
We have 4
Unlike the rest of the world where I don't think anything's going on these days, right?
It's
pretty...
all located
business
here
as usual
on the show. So there's actually 4 episodes for July, and we have several guests who are planning to be on those episodes with us as well. So it's pretty exciting. So up first is Prompt Dependence, and we do have a special guest planned for that episode. It's Dr. Catia Cividini-Motta, and we're going to review 3 different articles related to prompt dependence or prompt dependency, depending on how you want to phrase it. So the first of those is titled Effects of 2 Variations of Differential Reinforcement on Prompt Dependency, and that is by Cividini-Motta and Ahearn in Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis 2013. After that, we're going to discuss the effects of differential reinforcement of unprompted responding on the skill acquisition of children with autism. That's by Karsten and Carr, JABA 2009. And then we'll round it out with Comparison of Interventions to Treat Prompt Dependence for Children with Developmental Disabilities by Gorgon and Kodak, and that is in JABA 2019. So that's our first topic.
Oh, sounds dependency.
Next up after that, we're going to talk about behavior skills training. Woo woo! I know we've mentioned that topic several times in several episodes, but we thought that it is an important enough component of training and of behavior analysis that we should give it its own episode. So we are going to do that in the month of July, and the articles we're going to review for that are going to be Teaching Safety Skills to Children to Prevent Gunplay by Himley, Miltenberger, Flesner, and Gatheridge, and that was published in JABA in 2004. Then we're going to talk about a component analysis of behavioral skills training package used to teach conversation skills to young adults with autism spectrum and other developmental disorders by Kornacki, Ringdahl, Sjöström, Nernberger in Research in Autism Spectrum Disorders, published in 2013. And finally, component analysis of behavior skills training and functional analysis by Ward, Horner, and Sturmey. That was in Behavioral Interventions 2012.
Don't you feel like we need to take a break because that's been so many articles? Now let's take a break.
I know,
just
right?
Kidding.
This just in. All right. After that, we are going to talk about procedural integrity, and that is with Paula Braga-Kenyon. Very excited to talk about this topic, and we have 2 articles for that. The effects of self-monitoring and performance feedback on the treatment integrity of behavior intervention plan implementation and generalization. feel like that title just like used like every definition in CHH was like in one title. That was by Mouzakis, Cotting, and Tryon in Journal of Positive Behavior Interventions 2015. And Effective Video Self-Monitoring on Procedural Integrity by Pelletier, McNamara, Braga-Kenyon, and Ahearn, published in Behavioral Interventions 2010.
And rounding out the curve, here we come now to the finish line.
Can't believe there's 4.
4, I
weeks.
know. It just worked out that way. Sometimes some months do that.
Wow.
And this happens to be one of them.
Tell me more about months.
Nope, that's all I got. And so finally, to round out July, we're going to be talking with Brian Middleton, who is also known as the Bearded Behaviorist and runs the O Behave podcast about trauma-informed care. And we have 3 articles to lead us in that discussion. The first is Evidence of Increased PTSD Symptoms in Autistics Exposed to Applied Behavior Analysis. That's by Kupferstein in Advances in Autism. 2018, sorry. Manipulating Parameters of Reinforcement to Reduce Problem Behavior Without Extinction by Kunavatana, Bloom, Samaha, Slocum, and Clay. That was published in JABA 2018. And a comparison of positive and negative reinforcement for compliance to treat problem behavior maintained by escape by Slocum and Vollmer, JABA 2015.
Okay, thanks, Diana. That was great.
You're welcome. That was fun.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it, to
no.
read a bunch of article names? Yeah.
Well, you have to look for the dates.
It's hard. It's hard stuff. I mean, that's why I needed the month off. I needed the break from my own.
Glad I could assist you.
Thank you so much. I'm
you're
glad.
so welcome.
Well, I have some errata. So how do you?
Is it the errata section of the show?
Yeah.
The part of the show in which we talk about emails or goings on in the behavior analytic community. You know, whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that section already?
I guess it is. So
It
I
is.
have some. Yeah, I
All
have
right.
some errata. I have a comment from listener Catia from episode 128, Diversity and Inclusion with Adrian Bradley and Kat Jackson. And Catia says, I thought this was a great episode. One thing that she specifically learned is that as behavior analysts, we may be insensitive to the fact that some parents' work schedules do not necessarily work with our schedules, and not being sensitive to that can be discriminatory. So this is a mistake that I know I've made, and Catia also says she's made, and we're going to strive to do better with this. So thanks for pointing that one out for us. And another, wow. And this is my first time. Thanks, Rob, for being the host normally.
You actually usually do this
Maybe
section.
a question, a comment.
I
It
think
is.
since the beginning.
I know, it's funny. I'm like, oh, it's July. Another listener wrote in asking how she can access the articles. So that's a really great question. So one of the ways that you can access the articles, if you are a BCBA, is to go to your resources tab in your BACB Gateway account. There you can have free access to new journals through ProQuest and ERIC. Online, so that's one great place for you to get some articles. If you are not a BCBA, that tab will be not there, so that's a little bit sad. But you can access older articles if you type the title of the article into Google Scholar. So a lot of older articles are there if you're looking for those. You can also use your undergraduate or graduate alumni account a lot of the times for your university to gain access to articles, or at the very least interlibrary loan those articles. So those are some things that you can do to get the articles. And if all else fails, please email us and we can troubleshoot on how you can get the articles, right? So it's great that you're listening to us, but we really want you to read the articles as well. So thank you, listener Alicia, for asking that question, and so that I could remind people where they can get their articles.
Yeah. Step one, easiest way is if you go into the podcast information for every episode that comes out in your podcast player, there are links to the articles. If they're old enough, like Jackie said, the link will take you right to either the PDF or to like a drop page where you can download the PDF. If it's not, or it's not a journal that even has, old articles for free, then you at least can get to the website, get the DOI, which, again, we link that on the website, abainsidetrack.com for every episode. So you can get all the information, and then it's just a matter of, okay, can I access this? Yes, great. No, all the other steps that Jackie laid out for BCBAs. And then, certainly worst case scenario, shoot us an email. Or you could even email the authors if you wanted to.
Yeah,
That's a good way, too.
we figure it out. We figure it out for you.
Yeah.
Fun fact, DOI means data or information.
No, really?
Whoa.
No, I made that up.
Oh, I was just saying, I was so glad I came from my private yacht to this episode today, but
I don't know what it stands for. Tricked you.
it's got to be something.
Diversity or inclusion, but not both.
I don't know how that would have to do anything with anything, but okay, sure.
Just joking. I don't know.
Tune in for the August preview, and we'll let you know what DOI stands for.
Well, maybe not. We'll see. I think that's everything.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're keeping it short because, like I said, I'm
hot out here.
contractually obligated to be, no matter whether we're inside or whether we're outside. It's too hot for Diana in July. I gotta get back to my nice vacation, my nice July vacation. I hope everyone gets one as well. We're not really. I'm kidding, everybody. We have about as much vacation as everyone else. But we're always working on podcasting and reading articles, and we hope you're having fun listening to us talk about those articles in our episodes that come out every week. But that's going to be it for today and for our preview. So certainly, do you want to do the post too? I don't think it's in my contract that I have to do them in July, but I'll do it as a favor.
I think you probably should.
I think you better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you to everyone who is watching this. We post these previews on our YouTube page. They also come out on the YouTube page, our YouTube page. They also come out on abainsidetrack.com, as well as on our Facebook page, and links to this on Twitter. We're everywhere on social media. We also have Instagram. We also have Pinterest. You certainly can find our episodes every week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you want to get your podcasts. And you certainly can feel free to email us at any time at abainsidetrack@gmail.com if you have any questions or thoughts about the show or topics you'd like to hear about. So big thanks again to both of you for all your hard work while I'm, on my lavish vacation. I'm sure I'm going to go take after this, right?
Yeah, we're going to go back to the stacks.
Back to the stacks.
Wherever that is.
Just don't get crushed. I always get worried when people turn the wheel on those big things. Someone's going to get stuck. It's like a terrible horror movie.
It's a Weezer song.
Back in the
Take
stacks?
me back, back to the stacks.
Oh, okay. Like recent Weezer. Okay. Who else?
Anyway.
Oh, also big thanks to Dr. Jim Carr for our intro and outro recordings, to Kyle Sturrier for our interstitial music, which you probably didn't hear on this episode, to Dan Thabit from Podcast Doctors for his editing work, and Hollis Irvin from Sycamore Workshop for his visual design. We'll be back next week with the first of those full-length July episodes, and then we'll have multiple episodes all July. But until that time, keep responding. Bye.
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 All right, where's my agent? I gotta